We don't need your tears. We need actions. We need for you to step up and do what you have promised. That is what we need. All right? That is what we need. You don't know our name. You don't even know our name. As we believe in human beings more than we do God. All right? For those who believe in God. And Jamaicans are people of a spiritual nature. Right? Somebody tell me why, out of all the tens of millions songs that is out there, that has more conviction, more love, more peace, right, in it, why the Archbishop had to go and remix that dancehall song talking about hurting people and whatnot, expiring people? That is the first thing that I looked at, and I'm like, no. Run come looking at me shotgun boy. Stand up in front me shotgun boy. Disrespect Miss Ivy Lawson, then your life disappear.
On the church bench, and your life will change. And no warn me, no warn you. And no tell you. Listen to the gospel, and your life will change. Run, come up in the church, no boy. Sit down on the church bench, boy. Listen to the gospel.
Yeah, once again we click record. Yeah, you know that when we click record, we mean business, right? So I'm going to start by saying, hey, welcome to the channel, The Edge of Duty, with yours truly, Cleon. Alright? If this is not your first time here, I want to say welcome back. Please remember to hit the thumbs up if you find this thing to be interesting. Hit the thumbs up. And before you leave, if you have not yet subscribed to our channel, please consider doing so. Trust and believe that it will be worth it. Okay? Now, the single most important thing I want from you is for you to leave a comment. Alright? Leave a comment. It is very, very important. That is how we communicate out here, right? So I'll put that at number 1, and liking my video will be at the 2nd place. Okay? Okay, let's get into the meat of the matter. You guys came here to watch a video, right? And this video will be presented to you in the form of a review. So I am going to do a breakdown and a review of the opposition leader of the People's National Party, Mr. Mark Golding, and the Prime Minister, Honorable Andrew Holness, Prime Minister of Jamaica. So these speeches were done at the prior breakfast ceremony 2022. Alright? So we are going to go through it, and I am going to do an analogy and say, hey, this is my opinion. This is my opinion, and this is how I view it. Now, if you have anything to say, whether for the notion or against it, whether for whatever I'm saying, in agreement with whatever I'm saying, or against what I'm saying, please put it in the comment area. All right, let's go.
None of these institutions, whether individually or collectively, as vital as they are, can be a substitute for strong family life, because most of our lives are spent at home. Many of the problems facing us in Jamaica spring from weak family structures. We have too many people becoming parents without maturity and capacity to play that role effectively.
Yes, we know. And your predecessors knew that also. So why did they not put in the infrastructure to help these people, right? To be better thinking people, right? Why? That's a question. That's the first question. Why did they not put in infrastructure to help those young people to be better thinkers so that they would have thought to themselves, hey, I am not going to have a child right now. See? Smart children. Right? They're not going to have a child. So then you will limit the number of teenage pregnancy, right? And you wouldn't have to come out here to say, hey, this is the cause. We all know the cause already. Okay? We know the cause. Tell me what you guys are going to do to ensure that these nowadays parents that don't know how to parent, how are we going to get them to parent their kids in a fashion wherein it's going to be beneficiary to the entire country and the world in a positive light? Yes, Mr. Opposition Leader. Yes.
Thereby deprived of the inestimable benefits of strong parenting. And this feeds through into the development of negative social behaviors, often from an early age. Poor educational outcomes and the high levels of domestic violence and violent crime that plague our society are, in large measure, the result of weak or failing family structure.
Weak or failing family structure. What would you expect of a country or a country's people that does not have the resources? There are no, or little or no resources, right, for parents to have a regular 9-to-5 job where they can set their work schedule in a fashion wherein one parent is always at the house. Where is the infrastructure for that? I know it's not you that I should be talking to or making reference to. However, you are the opposition leader now. We need to find solutions because we been know the problem. Right? So we need to find some solution for that problem. You see, broken homes bring broken children, bring broken adults. All right? The cycle goes on and on. But what you should be pressing on and hammering on, that it is a broken system will foster a broken society. A broken system will foster a broken society. Hence, the people will be broken. All right? So, if there were infrastructure for people to do what normal people do, which is go to work and come back and build themselves, don't you think that they'll have better children? Having the children is one thing, but the infrastructure that should be provided by those at the helm, such as the government, it is not there, right? And the people are left to fend for themselves. But let's move on.
These problems tend to be self-reinforcing as they feed into popular culture and become embedded in the images and messages pervading all various forms of cultural expression.
When speaking about culture, right? Culture and expression is that which the people live. See, the way they live, they are going to put it out there. They're going to use it to express themselves in art, right? Expression is an art, okay? So you are correct. You are correct. You are armed with the right information. However, what we want to know is the solution.
Our society needs to continue to focus on building institutions and programs which support good parenting and strengthen families.
So we're like, yo, listen. He said, you know, they need to continue to put in infrastructure. Continue. Where are the infrastructure that was put in before now, right? Where are the proper infrastructure that the entire Jamaica can benefit from? That infrastructure that can clearly define, right, how parents parenting should go and uphold all of those rules and laws. Where is the institution? Where is it? Tell us. You said continue. But in my view, there are none. There are none. So I think that Jamaica should start from scratch. Listen, everyone knows English now. So all the big words and stuff, it's not working because minds are opening now. Yeah? So come, let's get into it. Say it as it is. And the next part is going to be that the government and other business needs to play a role in getting this job done, right? Non-profit organization and other non-government entities need to come together and help, right? I agree. I truly agree. But where is the plan? Where is the plan for the government's plan? You have to have a basis on which to operate before you invite others to participate. That's my opinion. All right, let's go again.
State must play a lead role, but it cannot do it alone. The churches, educational institutions at all levels, and non-governmental organizations must be included in these efforts if we are going to turn the tide towards achieving sustainable development based on social cohesion with strong families as the bedrock of the society. Many families are brought closer together through prayer, especially during these challenging times, such as what we're living through right now with this pandemic. It is important that as we pray for Jamaica, we pray also for the families that together constitute our nation.
Well, people, overall, it was a good speech from the opposition, all right? It was a good speech from the opposition, notwithstanding where he was doing that speech, yeah? At the prior breakfast, of course, you know, he was doing that speech, yeah. All of what he said is generally true. It's a fact that it is because of a broken society. Broken family builds broken society, right? Broken communities, and so on and so forth. Hence, we have people who are doing negative things, who are taking people's life and stuff like that, yeah? So, I am asking the question right now, why highlight the present situation, which most people knows about? Why take our entire speech to tell us what we do know? How about giving us a plan of action? You know, how would the opposition tackle these things? And given the track record that they already have, why should people believe in them? But even though the speech seemed, you know what, let's go. Yeah. Well said anyways, Mr. Golden. Let's move on to the Prime Minister of Jamaica. Let's see what he comes up with.
Children are not able to go to school and are deprived of a year of learning, or almost 2 years of learning. The impact of that on a country like Jamaica is incalculable. So priority number one for this government, but also for your household, I'm going to substitute that word now with another one, the priority for your family, which is the theme of our gathering today, must be to get our children back in school.
All right, so Mr. Prime Minister, you started with the children, yes? You started with the children. Well, wow. That within itself is a calculated move. All right? So a calculated move. Can you remind me what? Remind the people why the children are out of school for that long. Right? Remind the people why you never kept your promise or your word to have children return to school, given the fact that that thing was not really affecting kids. All right. For the non-believers, I'm not going to go into it because they said it themselves. Right? So we're not going into it. But it is clear that the Prime Minister's speech was not going to be about any form of plans to fix any problems. He started off with the kids.
The pandemic has revealed, which we have always known, that our family structure is not evenly strong enough across the society to take care of our children without the support of the schools. That's a controversial statement. I'm expecting somebody to say something about it.
Was it supposed to be said that way? Because I don't know. The pandemic came about, and it also shows up the family structure that it was not strong enough from the beginning. That basically he's saying that they knew, that government knew that the family structure was not strong enough, to weather whatever has been going on. So what was the preparation? What was put in place? What was there? Right? This pandemic started 2 years ago, right? 2 years ago. So what have we done with all them time? What? Where is it? I'm looking. I don't see it. Tell me.
However, the truth is that there are some families that simply cannot take care of their children. But the suffering goes deeper. Mother gets frustrated, father gets frustrated, increased abuse of children, sometimes not even deliberate, but just the anger, the raised voice, the shout, and then there is the giving up. Just can't bother.
Mr. Prime Minister seems to know a lot about what's going on. Yes. And the parents of children giving up is a fact. Yes, they give up. Right? Because, and I'm not going to say that a parent should give up on children. No. But given the situation that the everyday life that they're living, it causes insanity, and insanity is the reason why a parent would let go of their children. Insanity, right? The system we call society out there in Jamaica does not provide, as I said earlier, for any normalcy with poor people, right? It doesn't provide for them. Look at minimum wage. People have to be working extra hard to get to the point where they can have a sensible lifestyle. And we are not even living as people who are not poor, because most of Jamaica's people are poor people. Yeah. So you got the rich and the poor. The middle class kind of don't exist anymore. Okay? But let's go.
There are people who don't want to see stronger penalties for the possession of illegal firearms. because they believe that those measures will apply to persons who own firearms legally. If you see what I'm saying. So those persons who own firearms legally don't want to be caught in tougher penalties for illegal firearms. Want to make it absolute.
First and foremost, tell me who the Prime Minister, who is he talking about, right? If you are not a criminal, if you have a legal firearm, why would it be that you are worried about harsher penalties if you never intended to do something illegal with your firearm? What is this statement about? What is this portion of the speech about? Most people that owns or holds a firearm, licensed firearm, are not poor people. They are not poor people, right? So he allow himself to say this, that he knows that there are people, right? So where are those people? Where are those people? From what demographic of people does these persons who don't want harsher penalties for illegal firearms come from? Yes? Where are they coming from? Who are these people? Listen, let's go. He knows people. He knows people, all right?
Jamaica does not have a significant crime problem with legal firearms. Meaning firearms that you went to the FLA, you did your interview, they did your background check, they determined that you're fit and proper, you went to training, and you have to relicense your firearm every year. Why? Because we know who has the gun. The gun is in a registry. If it is fired, if it is shot, we can trace back. So those people don't need to worry. That's not no target for you.
I would say, Mr. Prime Minister, your speech was not prepared properly, because you see, you just stated clearly that you know these people, right? You know these people. As I said before, poor people are not getting any firearms. See? Because you have to be able to protect life and property, right? And poor people really, if any, applies, because they are not going to take up 200,000 or 100,000 or 50,000 to apply and then to go buy a weapon for 200,000. Where are they going to get that money? So this that you're talking about now shouldn't even be discussed right here. That's just my thoughts.
I read in the papers today of the two brothers who were murdered in Westmoreland. I am so sorry about it. And the sister saying, Prime Minister, I just wanted to talk to you about it. I just wanted, it's an appeal to...
My opinion right here. There are many other people who were murdered. A matter of fact, 2021, murder toll went up to 1,400 and some. All right? 1,400, which means each parish, if it's divided, would get 100 murders, right? So why you choose those two of all the rest, I wouldn't know. However, you're so sorry that those two were expired, right? Come on. You never even have to mention this. And people, just follow this. Just look and listen. My opinion is this just a politics move, right? Politics. This is politics. This has nothing to do with no prior, no helping Jamaica, no fixing nothing, all right? If you want to fix things, you got to fix it yourself.
What are our leaders doing about this? She's not quarreling, she's not blaming, she didn't even sound angry. Obviously, she was distraught, but she says, Prime Minister, just come talk to me about it. Help me to make sense of it. Why they kill my brother? Why you kill the 10-year-old?
No. This is the last time I'm going to say anything about this speech, right? Before I do probably a recap at the end, right? So what you have seen there, right? Prime Minister asking why. You know, it's a good question. However, I am going to answer because, Mr. Prime Minister, you have the country now going 2 terms, right? And what is your crime plan? What is your crime plan? That's the question, right? What have you done to curb crime? What have you done to eliminate poverty? What have you done to eliminate unemployment or minimize unemployment? Because you know some things we'll never get rid of. But what have you done to minimize it on the broader scale, right? Hungry people will do things that they never even dreamt of doing. You know? What have you guys done? For you to come out here to ask those guys why? Is this a society where you guys put things in place wherein it is going to be beneficial to the younger minds that when they leave school, they have something to do other than chop in line and wearing Clarks? Did you ever consider that when you promoted this bro-god persona and the Clarks wearing, when you should have represented the best of Jamaica? Yeah, watch you. Why? Now look here. So the next part where they come, he's going to say why, right, again. And he's going to say they shouldn't have to kill the 10 years old. Why did he say the 10 years old? It's because he doesn't care. He don't know her name. He don't remember it. If you go to your bed thinking about these people that you have to put them in your speech, why don't you remember her name? Why don't you remember her name? Captain. Yo, listen, you're not going to fool us. We don't need your tears. We need actions. We need for you to step up and do what you have promised. That is what we need. All right? That is what we need. You don't know our name. You don't even know her name.
Why? I go to my bed with these things on my conscience every night. I know that I have tried.
I know that was not a part of your speech. That was not a part of your speech, Mr. Prime Minister. I know that I have tried. What have you tried? What have you tried? Tell me, what have you tried, sir? Where did you put the infrastructures that could bolster a social development wherein young people can learn how to socialize, can participate in events that will allow them to grow into adulthood? Where is it? Where is it? Where did you put it? Where did you put it? Where did your predecessors put it? Yeah? You tried. What did you try? I'm going to tell you who tried. The JDF men and women out there working every day in the sun, rain, and sleet. I'm going to tell you who tried. Members of the JDF who supports the JCF out there every single day in those SOEs and stuff. Let me tell you who tried. The Jamaica Constabulary Force, who you own. The government owns the police. And yet still, after these people put their lives on the line, every single day, they get scraps. You try? You try? You need to start by treating the people who works, put their life on the line every single day. You need to start by treating them better. You need to stop using them to carry out the dirty work. Yes, the government and their minions who wears a brown suit needs to stop oppress the foot soldiers. You need to provide equipment and training for these people so that they can operate more comfortable and don't have to be as stressed out and then come around and show them problem on people. You need for work to clean up the police force too. I'm just saying, these are some of the things that you need to do. And now you are saying you try. Provide proper living accommodation for people by building houses that are cheap so that they can own it. For many years, people have paid into NHT and many people never get any return. That's why NHT is one of the richest entity in Jamaica. Tell the people the truth. What have you tried? What have you tried, Mr. Prime Minister? Listen, all I want for you is to do the right thing. You do the right thing, help the people. It doesn't matter if you guys are stealing, as long as the people get help. Come on. Come on, let's continue. As a matter of fact, guess what? We're not going to round up this video, right? I'm not going to recap this video. I'm allowing you the rest of whatever the speech is to play. But when you said you try, Mr. Prime Minister, you're lying. You found guilty of lying. Alright? Yo, please remember to like, share, subscribe, and leave a comment. Leave a comment, alright? Leave a comment.
It's a minefield. Because every turn you make, there is someone who is trying to stop it. And I have to wonder, are they in support of the criminals in the country?
Listen, I never left you, but trust me, the Prime Minister really came out and said that again. He knows people who are opposing him in everything he tries. Who are these people? Come on, tell the public who these people are. That's what I want to know. Tell the public who these people are. You are the one who said it. No one else. You said you know of people who are trying to stop the effort, right? And do not say it is the opposition. I would like to know, and some other people out here would like to know, Mr. Prime Minister, who is stopping this progress? Who is so against you that they don't want to see Jamaica in a better light? Come on, Mr. Prime Minister, talk to the people. Them. Who? Who? Tell them. Because many more people want for a peaceful Jamaica than you think. People just want to enjoy self and have fun and send them children to school and so on and so forth. So hurry up and tell us who is the people who are opposing you in getting a better Jamaica to fighting crime. Tell us. We want to know.
The 10-year-old didn't have to die. We are there so you don't hear. We put it in Westmoreland, the two brothers never had to die, man. We said we have to put in stronger measures for guns. And there are those people in Jamaica who turn them out on it. As if to say we must allow the criminals to have the guns.
Alright, people. Let's come to an end, right? See? So, well, while you're looking at everything will take place, it transpire and so forth, and you see the truth, guys. I could only say what my opinion is, but I hope that my opinion caused you to look into what was said. All right, look into it, because I know that many of you know the truth and you got the gut feeling, you know, that they are not doing enough, right? They are not doing enough. They have all the problems, they know all the problems, but yet still they are not doing anything to fix the problems or to combat the problems. Nothing at all, right? The Prime Minister knows people who are actively fighting against the natural way of order, and yet still he didn't come out to say, hey, these people, you know, he is broad brushing everything, covering everything. All right, so people who no live good, walk good, and be inspired by us on the Edge of Duty channel with Cleon. That's me. All right, blessings. As I said, walk good. Might do another one, more detail. All right, big up on yourself. With God at the helm, we don't need to fear nothing. Yeah.